a landlord and you're renting out your property, doing a showing is one of the most important aspects of your due diligence. Now, yes, as a caveat, their income, their credit, their rental history, that is what matters. And those are standards that you have to disclose and adhere to. But let's say you have 10 people who show up to your property for an open house, and 5 of them like the home and they apply and they meet your requirements. Well, you still need to find who's the best fit for your property. And you do that by asking questions. That interview, that first meeting is like a first date. It's where you ask, what do you like? What are you looking for? And you see if there's any commonalities there. The same is true when you are viewing your property to potential candidates. You need to ask them, what are they looking for? Is it a short-term rental or a long-term rental? Do they have lots of pets? Do they plan to work on their automobile on the weekend? And that might cause some concern with the neighbors. These are all valid points, because when a tenant moves into the home is when they're most in power. Once a tenant is in a residence that you own, they're dictating the terms. Your chance to dictate terms was in prior to them getting into the home and then the contract itself. But if someone's paying rent, they can still cause other problems. They can still cause headaches. And what is your time worth as a landlord? Is it worth it that every time there's a minor problem, such as the floorboard squeaking, or they feel like the windows rattle when it's too windy, that they call you? Or can they handle it themselves? So what I like to do is allow a resident, when they're going to be viewing and touring a home, to go on their own. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to let them know what our standards are, but I'm going to let them see the home. I'm not going to be behind them over their shoulder as if this is a murder mystery and they're about to be the murdered. I'm going to be waiting for them to take their time. Then I ask and answer their questions, and I ask my own. What are they looking for? What's their move-in timeline that they would like? How many people do they plan to have in the home? And does that all work out with them for the size of the property and their living situation? Do they have any concerns about the property that I need to address? And there might be. I know it is not a good fit compared to other candidates if someone starts critiquing the home while I'm there. They don't like the paint color. They think the kitchen's outdated. They don't like the flooring. They think the backyard needs to be cleaned up. These might be valid points, but that's not the property I'm renting. This is what the property is right now. And if they don't like it now, they're not going to like it in the future. Once they start living there, they start using the home. Because then they're going to find other mistakes and other problems that they don't like, and they're going to ask you to have them fixed. And again, what is your time worth as a landlord, as a person? This is not a full-time job. And ideally, it is a job that actually takes minimal effort, that someone takes care of the home for you. It's an equitable exchange of them paying rent, them receiving housing, and maintenance and protections against any fair housing. But fair housing is an interesting word. There are certain questions you cannot ask. You cannot ask someone what race they are, what religion they have, what age are they. You cannot ask these disqualifying questions on someone's person that is subjective. We are trying to be objective. We want to find someone that makes good income, has good credit, and good rental history. Those are the main 3. But there are other ones you can ask. You can ask them, what is their desired move-in time? Because you might need and want someone to move in sooner than later. Do they have any pets? Because you might not want pets unless they're an ESA or support animal. Do they like the home, or is there anything that we need to do for an adjustment? Because maybe they are going to be bringing their own fridge into the property and you need to remove yours, but another tenant who's applying doesn't care and they will keep your fridge there. That might save you the hassle and a couple $100 to move and dispose of a fridge that could be avoided. These are simple, objective questions that you would ask and vet everyone. And that's the key. Be objective, not subjective when you're asking these questions at the very core of it. And see if you actually enjoy the person that you're meeting. Because quite frankly, if I'm dealing with someone that might be pushy, might be aggressive, might be rude, I don't want to go on a second date with them. Just like I don't want to have to spend a 1-year relationship with them. That is what this is, by the way. Yes, it's contractual. Yes, it is a business. But it is also a relationship. Who do you want to be involved with for a year? Who do you want in your home possibly causing more headache and problems to you? Again, caveat being that you list what your objectives are, and that these are going to be standards across the board.